Hey new bodies, back with episode number 29, almost at the big 3-0. Very exciting for me for that. I wasn't sure if we were going to make it past maybe even 5, so this is awesome that still going strong, more to come. I wanted to talk to you really briefly today about something that I've worked on since I think about late 2011, maybe early 2012, and that's energy bars or nutrition bars or protein bars or meal replacement bars or whatever you want to call them. But essentially, there's a ton of bar options out there, some great, some not so great. But I really was having trouble finding ones that met my dietary needs. So I want something that's high protein, next to no sugar, the less the better. And by the same token, next to no starch, the less the better. And also, I really care about things being natural and organic. Primarily organic. There are some ingredients that are tough to find organically. But I wanted something that was organic, low or no sugar, and really high protein. And I don't mean 8 or 9 grams. I want to get closer to 20 grams. Now, why is that? We have talked in previous episodes about getting enough protein early in the morning. We talked about getting 30 grams in the first 30 minutes. That was episode 17 of this podcast. I blogged about it before. People who I coach in the health and fitness space know that I talk about protein quite a bit. Well, it can be tricky to get that much protein. And it can also be even trickier if you're on the road. So it's one thing if you're at home and maybe, I'm a big advocate of making omelets. You can make them the night before and just heat them up in a toaster, or if you don't have the time for that, you can pop it in the microwave. I would suggest the toaster. You can even do it on a stovetop in a pan. But what if you're on the road? And I had a job that I traveled quite a bit for when I was first getting going with this. And, it's good to have an option there. And sometimes having a protein shake is a good option, but it doesn't have the same sort of feel as actually eating something. It's not as satiating. It's not as pleasurable. And then there's also times where, you're stuck in the car and you're really hungry. And, if you're not someone who cares about what you eat, you can pop into a convenience store or a fast food joint and pick something up there. But the reality for me and for the people I work with, and I'm guessing the people who are watching this podcast, is that those options, those fast food, greasy, processed options, are not what you're looking for. So I took it upon myself to figure out what's the right combination of ingredients to get something into my body that tastes good, that meets my dietary requirements for protein, and also meets my general requirements about focusing on organic, natural, whole foods. So I worked on a line of bars, and these are my newbodi's slow carb bars. Now, slow carb, that name comes from the slow carb diet, which is what I follow. It's something I've talked about before. It's presented in the 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss and a number of other places. But essentially, it's about reducing or removing completely the sugar in your diet. Same thing for the starch, and really upping the protein and the fiber components of it. So these bars, this one happens to be the mocha flavor. So I've got 4 flavors. There's mocha and there's vanilla. They also have coffee beans in them that's why their name is, this is AM Mocha, so it's got some coffee in it to give you a little bit of that caffeine boost in the morning. But we've got the vanilla and the mocha, and then I also have a vegan gluten-free option. So the ones that don't say VGF, or vegan gluten-free, are made with whey protein, and the ones that say VGF are using hemp protein, which I have to say I was really surprised. The hemp is delicious. I thought it would have a really sort of plant, earthy kind of flavor, and it doesn't. I actually have ended up preferring the vegan gluten-free flavor. I think they're fantastic. But these are primarily cashew butter based, and then add in the protein powder, in this case whey, or in the other case an organic hemp protein. So organic whey or organic hemp. And I just want to read off some of the nutrition facts. So the sugar content is 1 gram in the AM Mocha. The protein's 13 grams. And something that might scare some people is that the fat is 15 grams. So 5 of those are saturated fat. There's no trans fats in them. But, why is the fat so high? Doesn't that matter? What I have found, and what a lot of research has proven, is that dietary fat is not the problem. Dietary sugar and dietary starch are. So I don't live my life afraid of fat. I live my life reducing sugar and upping protein and fiber, and that's exactly what these bars deliver. So if you haven't checked them out, you can go to newbodies.es/bars and have a look at the 4 flavors. You can see the nutrition facts right there. You can order them individually, or you can order them in boxes of 12, and there's a discount for boxes of 12. But if you're curious about them, have a look and see if they might help you figure out how can you fill in your day with the right kind of nutrition intake without having to work really hard at the logistics of it. You can grab easy, you can leave them in your car, and you can just go. And that's kind of actually what I do, is I've got a couple in my glove box at any given time. They don't tend to last very long because I kind of like them and I end up eating them. But check them out, Newbody's slow carb bars, and again it's newbodies/bars. It's a great and simple thing to have at your fingertips to help you enlighten your body.